Hey guys, this is Will of TyBL and welcome back to my channel. Last week, I asked on my community tab on what do you think are the qualities a BL series should have. I'm happy that I got a lot of feedback because it would help the community to produce even more quality shows. Just a disclaimer, the clips that I will use in this video are for representation only. This video could serve as a checklist for those who want to produce BL shows. Anyway, if you live in a different country and some BL series are not available to yours, you can use ExpressVPN to watch those restricted series. You can download ExpressVPN on the description below. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. To make a BL series is like any other shows that we watch. Although BL focuses on the story of gay characters, it does not mean that every character should be gay. A BL series with a great storyline and unique plot is something we need to see in today's world. Every genre has been evolving since the beginning of the time, and I think BL should also step up in the industry. BL is one of the platforms wherein the LGBT community could show what they wanted to say in the society. Although I love today's BL, it's still lacking when it comes to the real life struggles of the LGBT community. A show where the target audience is as wide as LGBT should also reflect the situations of them. This is a platform where they could feel the plot and relate with it. Aside from a great storyline and plot, it must have a good script with it. Script is where the thoughts of the characters are translated into words but in a compact form. It is used to convey the feelings of one's characters, so it must always be meaningful and has a lot of sense. Script is one of the most important things to consider in a show, whether it is a BL or not. Having a good script will make the audience more attached to the character's point of view. All in all, a great storyline that embodies the struggles of LGBT community, together with a great script, should be a norm to a BL series. The acting performance of a certain actor is one key to have a successful show. A series could have a great storyline and plot, but if the acting of the actors are lackluster, then it would still not going to be effective. Every show that we watch, we always want to see someone with an impeccable performance, and a BL is not an exception. Since the beginning of the BL era, acting is definitely one of the factors that always been neglected. Most of the actors doing BL are first timers in the acting industry. They lack the experience to act in a greater way. Producers should invest to their actors to be more effective in their craft. If it needs a lot of workshop, then so be it. Luckily, the acting performance of the actors has been improving for the last few years. Although we could still feel some awkwardness, it is now more bearable compared to the early days of BL. Acting should always feel natural and top-notch. One more important thing to consider in doing BL is the chemistry between the actors. Not only between the main characters but also to the other actors, even those who play the supporting roles. A show is not just composed of the main characters but also the supporting one. Chemistry between main characters is already given as a must, but the chemistry between the main characters and supporting characters should also be established in a series. I can't stand someone playing a supporting role which feels disconnected to the whole scene. It could break the momentum of the series. Supporting characters also play a huge part in the show and are relevant. Most of the time, a BL series is only given a low budget for its whole production. That's why we see some BL series that feel rushed and not carefully thought out. A great production is one way to portray a great scene and be felt by the audiences. Sometimes, we can't appreciate and comprehend some scenes because the camera angles, the music, and the cinematography do not match up for the whole thought of the scenery. Every scene in a show should always feel connected and relevant for the whole plot. The visuals and cinematography of a show are two of the things that could get an audience attention. The background music will establish the emotions of the scene and could be used to build up the climax. The camera angles and editing are the things that could make the show more dramatic and enjoyable to watch. These are essentials in every show, not just in a BL. As the year passes by, we hope that the producers could invest more for a better production and better quality of the BL series. The LGBT community does not only deserve a good production, but also the best. The actors are definitely the most crucial in a certain show. Choosing the best actor for one character is really a difficult task. In a BL, most of the actors are new to the acting industry. That was more evident in the beginning of the BL era. We can't help it because the BL industry was still new and they were just experimenting whether the audience will watch it or not. Luckily, the BL began to grow more and more every year until we have a BL series every month. Actors who did a great job on their particular series remained as popular even if they do not do any more BL shows today. The BL industry somehow paved the way for the birth of these great actors. But one thing that has always been neglected in this industry is how the actors stand on the struggles of the community they represent in their shows. The actors should be knowledgeable not just on their characters but also of those who really experience such situations. Although we love the actors on how good their acting is, fans should also educate their idols if they did something wrong. We should participate in giving them knowledge on what are the true struggles of the LGBT community because they might not aware of those. Also, the producers should avoid casting actors who are homophobic and can't stand even the word gay. It's ironic that someone who is homophobic would play a gay character just for the fame. Before casting someone to play a gay character, be knowledgeable of those things and be sensitive enough to the LGBT community. One thing that I do not like in some BL series is a lack of consent to their partners. Most of the time, this kind of scenes is being romanticized as normal but it is not. Asking for consent should always be the priority in every relationship whether it is homo or not. Normalizing consent in a show would greatly affect the perspective of the viewers that it is something they need to consider always. BL series is a powerful platform for the whole LGBT community to be informed for what is right or wrong. Although BL series are often viewed as a form of entertainment for the majority, I see this as connection with every member of the community. With consent becoming a norm in this kind of shows is one of my dream to come true in the near future. As I said, BL series are often viewed as part of entertainment, which is actually true. But I hope that we could see the story of the series giving a life-changing lessons to its viewers. This kind of lessons does not only talk about how realistic the scenes are, but it can also be associated with fantasy BL series. Teaching and giving lessons through the use of this entertaining BL series for the community is actually one thing that should always be on their top priority. Just like any other show, the BL series can be both entertaining, informative, and inspirational. I hope that this video could help those aspiring producers, actors, and staffs doing a BL series in the future. This video did not come only from me but also from other BL fans as well. It is a cumulative suggestions and input of those who support the BL industry. The fans just want the best not only for the producers and the actors, but also for the whole community of LGBT. I hope this video could reach as many as it can because having your input also could be a great additional information. Thank you for watching. That's it and see you on the next one.